repeated 10 times in the Chinese government's official three warfares strategy adopted in 2003. Deception is key to the strategy of fighting without appearing to fight. Sun Tzu also posited that all warfare is based on deception, a phrase that is etched on the wall of the library at the Chinese military's command academy in Nanjing. According to a textbook given to Chinese military officers, Xi Jinping has emphasized that our state's ideology and social system are fundamentally incompatible with the West. Xi has said, "This incompatibility decides it. Our struggle and contest of power with the West cannot be moderated. It will inevitably be long, complex, and at times extremely sharp." Complex, sharp, and deadly. The lethal consequences of China's war are real and amount to casualties greater than the United States has suffered in war in the past 50 years. In the past 5 years alone, hundreds of thousands of Americans have died as a result. The casualty count is in the millions and mounting daily. It is a complex strategy, a hydra of drugs, disease, propaganda, and illicit pistol parts, each contributing to social chaos and killing Americans. Beijing conceals its involvement, and our leaders failed to expose and confront it. It is important to distinguish between the Chinese government, which is run by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, and the Chinese people. In many respects, the Chinese people are already the regime's biggest victims. So when the term China or Beijing is used in this book, any indictment is of the communist government, not the people of China or people of Chinese ancestry living in or doing legitimate business within the United States. Perhaps even more shocking than Beijing's aggressions toward us has been the willful blindness of our political leaders. Rather than confronting the reality that Beijing is wreaking havoc on our soil, they focus on domestic policy minutiae. Why? A simple part of the answer is corruption. Some of our leaders, who are named in the chapters that follow, have financial ties to the Chinese state and don't want to see the flow of money disrupted. A more complex part of the answer is that acknowledging the truth of what China is doing would require our leaders to accept a profound paradigm shift and would force extremely difficult choices that would also dramatically disrupt the lives and livelihoods of elites from Silicon Valley to Wall Street. Those who benefit from partnerships with Chinese government-linked companies very often finance the campaigns of our political leaders. If Beijing is quietly killing us, how can anyone stand by and watch? Like all human beings, those of our political class are creatures of habit and stick with what is easy. It is a lot easier to continue to do what they are doing and ignore facts that would radically reshape their approach to leading our country. Some are perhaps truly ignorant of China's actions and intent, but most are aware of what China is doing and have chosen the path of least resistance, preferring the safe predictability of their ambivalence to the vigorous work of countering those bent on our destruction. In the chapters to follow, you will find out who they are and why they are doing nothing. Once you focus your eyes on what China is doing to us, you will realize how detached from reality are the conversations in Washington and in much of the news media. While we debate domestic politics to address the fentanyl crisis, the reality is that Beijing is deeply involved at every stage of the drug's production and distribution in the United States. And well-connected politicians have ties to some of the drug networks spreading this poison to America. While we seek to heal the social division and minimize chaos in American life, we ignore Beijing's role in fueling divisions and even violence on American streets. While our leaders debate the theoretical implications of TikTok being owned by a Chinese company, Chinese strategists have already held practical discussions about how to deploy it as a cultural weapon against the United States. In this book, we will follow that enthusiastic conversation and explore who in Washington profits from this arrangement, both financially and politically. While we debate the origins of COVID-19 and the effectiveness of masks, school closures, and vaccines, we avoid confronting the fact that, intentional or unintentional Wuhan leak aside, China carried out a sweeping strategy during the height of the virus to maximize our death toll, while successfully imposing its political will on us in surprising and deceptive ways, with the complicity of U.S. health leaders. What you are about to hear is based on close research of restricted Chinese military journals, Chinese corporate records, private email.